Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you an audio commentary or a shoutcast between Infi and Infi and FOV here on Plunder Isle. We do have a standard crypt and a ziggurat being as an opening and no altar of darkness yet, so we may have either fiends or we may have even a fast tech. I'm not quite sure what FOV or FOV's strategy is going to be. Infi, on the other hand, is doing the standard barracks and farm build with an altar of kings, and not getting the normal, or not speed building this altar of kings. So we are not going to see any fast militia creeping coming in. It's going to be interesting to see what Infi decides to play on. Right now, not quite sure what the whole entire early conversation was about. There was an early GG between Infi and Fob, and they were just like, smiling at each other, so not quite sure what that was about. We do have an altar of darkness now being placed, so that altar of darkness tells me that we are going to have well, no, it looks like he still wants to do a crypt or a ghoul build, but deciding instead to delay his death knight just a little bit in order to get some additional wood, it seems. So we'll see how the strategy plays out. Now to the north, we do have a secondary farm being produced, a barracks completing, and a Mountain King. So Mountain King getting being trained right now, and we'll see how that's going to be used as instead of a typical Archmage. There are natural expansions here, but the last game I casted on Plunder Isle, there was no expansion even from the human player, so that was a little bit of a curious play. We do have an Acolyte now coming in, trying to make sure that there is no fast expansion attempt, and the Mountain King, it will be finished momentarily. So around the base there are a lot of just really weak creeps, nothing that you can really militia creep that easily, unfortunately, for a human player. So the human player most likely did not choose this map. I would say that this map is going to favor undead just a little bit more, based upon the early creeping pattern that is not available to the human player. The Mountain King now going to head out, going to creep with a couple militia, and sitting at 21/24 food, so not getting that secondary footman in here, and now creeping out this green camp. Militia are pretty much there just to do additional damage extra quickly, so that there is not going to be any death coil steals, but the militia are really not needed in order to creep this creep camp. Acolyte still sitting here wanting to make sure that there is no expansion attempt, and as right now there is still no expansion attempt right now. Mountain King picks up a Gauntlet of Ogre Strength +3, fairly good item for the Mountain King, +3 attack and some additional hit points to be a better tank. Now trying to take down these 3 level 1 gnolls right now, and we do have the Death Knight now coming out. The Death Knight coming out, it looks like he trained Death Coil first, not Unholy Aura, which I have seen undead players do, particularly on this map, in order to get some good surround. So we'll see how this is going to work out. Death Knight now moving out to the north, perhaps, yes, is going to catch Infi right as he's going to do militia creeping, and this Acolyte's coming out, so this Acolyte is going to take some damage. No, Acolyte now heading back away, trying to head to the north, perhaps trying to pull the creeps back to the south, and the Mountain King is going to try to take down this Ogre Magi right now, coming in, trying to take down the Troll Trappers over here, and the Death Knight is now going to come in with 7 ghouls. It's going to be a very interesting fight to see how this really works out. One peasant goes down, more peasants are sure to follow right now, and we do have the Ogre Magi trying to, nice bolt on the Death Knight in order to prevent the kill steal, but another peasant does go down. So wow, couple footmen in the play. Militia are now back into peasants, and this is not looking well for Infi at all. Nice death coil to save another low hit point unit, and Mountain King just in a load of trouble right now, going to be forced to do a Scroll of Town portal. Yuna's going to be trying to pull back. Another peasant most likely going to fall. And yes, another peasant falls. So wow, what an early tactic coming in. Very low hit point footman hiding over here in the back. So nice save coming in for Infi. Now trying to speed build this arcane vault. And we do have a guard tower being built up in order to provide some extra protection. Mountain King now trying to move to the south. Does have +9 attack, but unfortunately, I do not know if that's going to really work that well. We do have more skeletons now joining on the army, so we have an 8 ghoul army plus, or 7 ghoul army plus 4 skeletons. So those skeletons are really going to do some damage right now. That guard tower, probably wishing it was an arcane tower right now. And now that arcane vault is going to fall. Another peasant goes down. No, yeah, another peasant goes down, and the arcane vault is it will fall as well. Militia now being called. Mountain King coming back in from the south. So we'll see what we're going to have here. A quick bolt on the Death Knight, and the Death Knight's going to get surrounded. So Fav is going to be in a world of hurt as well, trying to get to those trees in order to not be surrounded and not take down as much damage right now. Units are going down as well, and now the Mountain King is able to get a little bit of breathing room right now. So we'll see how this is really going to work. We do have the Mountain King now trying to push out and trying to do that, get some militias out there in order to perhaps try to creep out this orange camp to the north, or it could just be in order to walk faster and set up that expansion here. The cooldown, nope, the peasants are already back in peasant form, so it is just going to be a fast expansion attempt. Mountain King level 2, and the Death Knight are coming out with some more ghouls right now. Death Knight does have 2 rods of necromancy, but is very low on hit points, so he does have to be careful. No death pact yet, so it will be interesting to see how this really plays out. Guard tower now being upgraded, and an additional scout tower being produced. So let's see, the ghouls are now going to come in and they're going to fight on this hill, perhaps getting a bolt off on a low hit point, or on a ghoul that will soon be low hit point. Death coil, no death coil to save it, and down goes a single ghoul. Mountain King still needs 2 to 3 kills in order to get to level 2 Stormbolt. So it's just a game of chicken, trying to see who's going to commit. A skeletal minion comes in, trying to come in to try to see if there is an expansion in there. It will go down to the expansion, or will go down, and that's not going to be enough. So still needs a little bit more experience in order to get to level 2. We do have an arcane vault in the base over here, but now Fav now trying to push in on the main base, and those ghouls are going to try to come and get a surround off on that footman. That footman will fall. And the Mountain King forced to try to run to the back right now. We do have militia now, or peasants now trying to come back in. Death Knight gets level 2 and gets Unholy Aura, so no Death Pact. And now those units are going to be trying to run into the back right here, trying to take down these peasants. Mountain King going to be forced to try to run to the back right now. Run back, does have Clarity Potion and a Healing Scroll being used. And those ghouls are getting stuck in the base right there, taking damage from that guard tower, so very nice. Mountain King bolts a ghoul will fall, should give, yes, level 2 Stormbolt to the Mountain King, and try to take down that last ghoul. And cooldown should be, getting stuck up on his own footman, so will not be able to take down that low hit point ghoul. Unfortunately, bad micro coming in from there. We do have more skeletons now trying to come into the base here, trying to get up that expansion. And we do have some skeletal minions now trying to push in as well, so those will quickly fall to those 2 guard towers. Death Knight now trying to produce some additional skeletons, trying to do some damage on the mineral line. But that guard tower is going to take those skeletal minions now, and the main ghoul army now running back. We do have tier 2 Black Citadel already being upgraded, and a Lich being trained. So Black Citadel nearing completion, Slaughterhouse being built as well, and now we have the Death Knight now returning back to the base. Looking back over here, we do have the Town Hall now being nearly completed at the natural expansion, and the footmen trying to take down that slaughterhouse. That slaughterhouse is too close to completion, so we'll get that additional armor in just a moment, and those footmen are going to be forced to push to the back right now. Lich should be coming out momentarily, along with that Death Knight. The Death Knight should be able to coil some low hit point units, and not able to find any low hit point footmen right now. So Infi doing a good job with those 6 footmen. Mountain King coming to rejoin his army, does have a Clarity Potion once more, so a lot of storm bolting coming in from that Mountain King. Lich now trying to push out right, and we do have a Rod of Necromancy on the Lich right now, so the Lich wants to get to level 2, and perhaps I do not quite know what the attack is on that Lich yet. Mountain King trying to clear out these level 1 creeps over here, not quite sure what he's really doing, getting some additional gold, but doesn't really help him that much. He should probably perform a creep jack. We do have a statue in play now, so the statue regenerating hit points to those low hit point units right now, and providing just providing healing, not providing mana at the same time. We do have a blacksmith now being produced, so let's see how this game is going to turn out. We do have a keep now being put down, and 2 additional scout towers being put down, so perhaps Infi is concerned about destroyers. So Infi, famous for making towers, is producing towers right now. Right, and we do have Mountain King trying to creep out the level 5, level 3, level 1 creep camp over here, so should be able to finish off. Will not get to level 4, unfortunately, and let's see, we're still not at keep, so we do not have a secondary hero. A footman now trying to do some scouting, and I shrunk my screen a little bit. I'm sorry, let me reestablish that. Okay,
Player's forces
and
are
now
under
heading
attack.
back over here. So yes, Mountain King now trying to push out once more, and we do have meat wagons in the mix right now. So meat wagons being used in order to take down those guard towers. Stay tuned for part two of this replay between Infi and Fav here on Plunder Isle.